So how many toys does your baby or your toddler need in order to be given the optimal chance of development? The answer might interest you significantly. It certainly was interesting to me. If we haven't met before, my name's Claire Stead. I'm the creator and founder of the Aliki app. It's an app for parents just like you with babies in the first 1,000 days of life. That's the time from conception to 2. It's the time when the brain is developing faster than at any other time in life. And the Aliki app supports you to make sure that your baby reaches their full potential and thrives, and you feel amazing as a parent because you understand the learning that your baby is gaining from the tiny things you do each day. So let's get back to those toys. How many toys does your baby need? Well, the studies show that babies don't need a ton of toys at all, especially in the first 6 months to a year of their lives. And simple household items like your Tupperwares or your bowls, your spoons, that sort of thing, make amazing toys. And that's why the Aliki app uses things from in and around the home rather than toys to support your baby's development and stimulate their learning from conception onwards. And the research shows that actually having too many toys can really challenge your baby's learning and their outcomes, because too many toys can overstimulate overstimulate them, which leads to shorter attention spans. And you know, we've all seen it, haven't we, when our babies can't stick at anything for any length of time, and other people's babies can, and you think, well, what's wrong? Why can't my baby do this? And it's all down to their developing their attention span, because babies need to learn everything, and learning about developing their focus and their concentration is also one of the things that they need to learn. And they learn that, like everything, they learn through play, but they learn their focus and concentration through their toys as much as anything. And if we have we have a lot of toys around, then their attention is flitting. A bit like I was this morning in the office, because I've been out of the office for a couple of days, and I did a bit of this, didn't quite finish it, did a bit of that, didn't quite finish it, did a bit of this, then thought, oh, maybe I need to do a bit of that, and never actually finished anything. And babies are the same. If they've got loads of different toys, they get excited by that bit, they go on the shiny object syndrome, then they go over here, then they go over there, and they're flitting all over the place. And quite often with our toddlers, we can see when they're getting a bit tired, they do the same, and they're unable to settle down and enjoy the toys that they've got. So this study, it was a 2018 study, and they found that toddlers played longer and more creatively when they had, get ready for this number, amazing, 4 toys rather than 16. 4. Isn't that amazing? Now, I bet you, if you're anything like me, you have got way more than 4 toys in your house. And now you're thinking, oh no, am I doing the wrong thing? Well, we can get onto that in a minute. But the reason that the thing that's really important here is having open-ended toys. And for this, I want you to think about bricks or blocks, toys that spark the imagination, not toys that are done for them. Quite a lot of the noisy toys we find that we have, they're fun for 5 minutes, but the play is already done for them. There's nothing else they can do. They can't use their imagination and develop the toy and make it be a different thing. So you're wanting open-ended toys, toys that can be used in loads of different ways, because that is what's going to keep your baby engaged longer with the toys that they have. Now, it's also really important that we allow them to have time to explore these toys, but also that we're there as well to give responsive interaction with them, to narrate the things that they're doing as they're doing them, to let them explain at their own pace without us interrupting them, but also for us to sometimes give suggestions of different ways of using the toys. Maybe something comes to our mind. And going back to the conversation I had the other day with you, it's about promoting the actions rather than the outcomes. So if we're using the blocks, it's promoting the How high can we build the tower? Wow, you're sticking at this really well when it's getting tricky. Gosh, you placed that brick there so well, and it was very wobbly, and the way that you managed to make it not be wobbly is very clever. So you're praising the method that they've got to getting to the outcome, rather than the wow, you made such a tall tower. And using these open-ended objects, and you can have the same conversation with them with these open-ended toys and objects that they're going to be having. And obviously you can use the everyday things around your home as open-ended toys. So if we use things like, well, the one that I keep showing you just because it's on my desk, this one, this can be a shaker. It can be, maybe you're going to make the rain, it's a musical instrument, maybe it's for tummy time, all sorts of different things you can use. Maybe you even use it in the Play-Doh to make round circles and make a noisy shaky sound. Or maybe you open it and you get the pasta out and the beautiful jewels out and you stick those in the Play-Doh. You know, you can use it in lots of different ways, and letting the baby lead on that is really important. So the Aliki is really good at helping you use those things from in and around your home as toys, so that you're not having to come up with the ideas, and it will show you also how that helps your baby's development. But getting back to this toy research, you know, thinking about how many toys you've got in your house. We'll do something on toy rotation in a minute, tomorrow maybe, but what you need to be aware of is that you do not need, this is a license not to buy a shed load of toys. Your child doesn't need them. In fact, it can be quite unhelpful to their development. So don't stress about buying loads of toys. Focus on getting them open-ended toys that they can use again and again and again. And you can rotate those toys by having sort of 4 or 5 out at a time, and every 2-3 weeks just rotating, taking one out, putting a new one in to keep them interested. And you'll find if they're open-ended toys, they'll be using them differently as you put a different toy in. It'll change how the other toys are utilized. So let me know in the comments, how many toys do you have in your house? How do you use the toys in your house? Do you rotate? It's a Montessori thing, this rotating of toys, and it's really recommended for child development, because you can pick and choose toys that support the area of development that they're currently working on, because you'll watch them and you'll see the sort of things that they're suddenly interested in. And you might have that toy that's got rolling balls when you realise that your child's really interested in watching things moving, or making things move, or transporting themselves from one side to another. You know, you'll find that you've got different toys that do different things, but hopefully they're all open-ended toys. And if you want to have a play with the Aliki app, it's free for the first 7 days. After that, it's £4.99 or equivalent in your country for a month for the subscription. Or if you want to buy the lifetime subscription to the app, it's a one-time payment of £96.99 or equivalent in your country, which makes it a billy bargain of £2.98 or something, 93 a month for the full 33 months. And of course, you can use it with as many children as you have going forward. But let me know in the comments how your toys go in your house. How do you use them? How do you manage them? How many have you got? Let's have a chat. Let's put your tips in for everybody else about how you manage your toys, so that we can learn from each other, because after all, this is a community where we're all learning and growing together, and there's no getting it right first time.